All right, so let's work through this problem where we're asked to find the possible outlier given this frequency table that contains all these values and then how many times the value occurs within a data set. The best way to approach this is to actually write out this entire data set. So we see that the value 15 occurs one time, so we write 15. You see the value 16 doesn't occur at all, so we don't write that one. 17 occurs 3 times, so we want to write that 3. 1, 2, 3. We see the value 18 occurs 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. The value 19 appears 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The value 20 appears 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The number 21 appears 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 22 appears twice. 1, 2. 23 appears once. And then 30 appears once. Next thing you want to do is number each number or label each number. We know there's 30 numbers, but with the work they're going to ask us to do, it'll be easier if each number is already identified. So for example, 15, that's our first number in this data set. Our second number in the data set, and so I'll just keep labeling this way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So each number in this data set has been numbered from 1 to 31. So the first thing we need to do is add up the number of numbers that we have. Well, we just said there's 31 because we labeled them. So for number 1, the sum of all frequencies is 31. Just so you can see that we just added up all these to get 31. And then of course we did label each number from 1 to 31. Second thing, we need to identify the median or the middle number from this data set. Well, we can find the median by looking at the total number of numbers, which was 31, divide that by 2. So 31 divided by 2 equals 15.5. And now 15.5 rounded to the next integer is going to be 16. So that means the 16th value in this frequency table is my median. Well, the 16th number is here, and that number is 20. So the median is 20. Okay, for number 3, we need to calculate the first quartile. Or we call that number Q1. Well, let's go back and put a box around the median, which was the 16th number. So that number was 20. So what I just put around was the number 20, which is the 16th number in the data set. So now that I've identified the median, I'll get back to the first quartile. Now that I have the median, I can look at the fact that I have 15 numbers below the median, and I'll put parentheses around those. Then I have 15 numbers above the median, here and here. So I can look at these sets of numbers, and I can calculate my Q1 and then Q3. I'm going to calculate Q1 by looking at all the numbers that are in this, that are within these set of numbers. The set of numbers, the 15 numbers that are below the median. So the Q1 is going to be the middle value. Now, since I have 15 numbers, if I divide 15 by 2, that gives me 7.5, which rounds to 8. And so the 8 tells me that the 8th number is going to be my Q1 value. So my 8th number is here. So that means that Q1 is going to equal the number 18. Okay, next I need to calculate or find Q3, which is the third quartile. Well, I need to look at all the numbers that are above the median. So I'm going to put brackets around those numbers. So starting with my 17th number, which is 20, going all the way up until my 31st number, which is 30. And this should be a total of 15 numbers. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, come on. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. Okay, good. All right. What is the next thing we have to calculate? Oh, we need the interquartile range, which is this thing here. So my interquartile range, or IQR, is just Q3 minus Q1. So we know that hold up, I gotta identify what Q3 is. Good gracious. All right, Q3. Going back to the numbers we put in brackets, I need the middle value for these set of numbers. Well, looking at my notes here, my middle value is going to be the 24th value. So let me put a 24th value. All right, put a box around that. And this is the median because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values beneath this to the left. And then to the right, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values to the right. So my Q3 is equal to the number 20. So now that I have that, I can calculate now this Q3 minus Q1. Q3 is 20 minus Q1, which is 18. And then 20 minus 18 is equal to 2. And then we're still moving forward. We will get to calculating the possible outliers, but we first had to identify the median for the whole data set. And once you had the median, you had to calculate Q1 and then Q3. So the next thing is, I want to write this down. Okay, for number 5, we want to say this: a value less than, here's a formula, Q1 minus 1.5 times the interquartile range. A value that's less than this number is a possible outlier. Is a possible outlier. And now we're going to substitute our values in for Q1 and IQR. So Q1 is equal to 18 minus 1.5 times the interquartile range, which was 2. So this equals 18 minus, okay, 1.5 times 2 will give me 3. This equals 18 minus 3, which equals 15. So what I want to do now is, since I have this value of 15, I want to look back in my table to see if there's any value less than 15. Well, looking at all this data here, I see I have a value equal to 15, but I do not have any values less than 15. So far, I don't have any outliers. Now we want to see if there is a value that is greater than this equation. Let's write this over here. Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR. All right, so this equals, all right, Q3 is equal to 20 plus 1.5 times IQR, which equals to 2. And so this gives me 20 plus 3, which equals 23. So now what I want to do is look back in the table and see if I have any values that are greater than 23. So I have 30. And that is my only value. Uh-huh. So for this problem, we only had one outlier from our data, and it is the number 30. That's a lot of detail, but that's how you work out um, these problems that involve how to find a possible outlier. All right, let's move on to the next problem. Okay, so for this problem, it says we're given the 5-number summary. We want to use the interquartile range to identify possible outliers. All right, so let's take a look at what we already know. They tell us that Q1 is equal to 64, or the first quartile equals 64. The third quartile, Q3, is equal to 76. So that my interquartile range, which is Q3 minus Q1, that's going to equal 76 minus 64, which equals 12. And now I'm going to look for a number that is a possible outlier. So a value, just like in the last problem, less than this expression, Q1 minus 1.5 times IQR is an outlier. So now let's substitute in what we know for Q1 and IQR. Q1 here is 64 minus 1.5 times IQR, which is 12. So this equals 64 minus 1/2 times 12 is 18. And then 64 minus 18 is 46. So now looking at the data we have here, what number or numbers are less than 46? Well, I've got 21 and 27. So 21 and 27 are two outliers that we have calculated. Not calculated, identified. And now a value that's greater than Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR. You know, substitute the values in that we know. We know that Q3 is equal to 76 plus 1.5 times IQR, which is 12. So this equals 76 plus 1.5 times 12 gives me 18. And then 76 plus 18 gives me 94. So now I want to go back and see if I have any numbers that are greater than 94. And I do, I have one value, which is 108. So that's how you use the information from this 5-number summary to find possible outliers. Okay, that's it for that one. Move on to the next problem. We're given a set of data and we're asked to find the 5-number summary. All right, so the first thing we want to do is take the values from the table and let's actually write out this data set. And then we'll be able to identify the median and then calculate Q1, Q3, also identify the min and the max. So looking at our table, we see that the value 12 appears twice. So we're going to write 12 twice because of here. The value 13 appears one time, so we write that once. The value 14, write that once. The value 15, you have to write that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. The value 17, you need to write that 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Value 18, you need to write that twice. Value 19, you need to write that 3 times. And the value 21, write that once. And there should be 19 numbers. So let's label each number. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So in this data set, we have 19 numbers. Okay, so the first thing we want to identify is the median or the middle number. And we can find that by taking the total number of numbers in the data set, which is 19, divide that by 2, and that gives us 9.5. We want to round that up to the nearest whole number, which is 10. So that means that my 10th number is going to be my median. Well, here my 10th number is 17. So let's circle that. So we can see that the 10th number, which is 17, that's my median. And now let's put brackets around the numbers from where we're going to calculate Q1. And then let's put brackets around the set of numbers that we're going to use to calculate Q3. And notice that our lower set of numbers, they have a total of 9. And then for our upper set of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 numbers there. So we know we've calculated our median correctly because there are 9 numbers less than the median and 9 numbers greater than the median. So now we need to calculate Q1 by looking at the lower set of numbers less than our median and find the middle number there. Well, since we have 9 numbers, then 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. That rounded up is going to be 5. So that means my 5th number is going to be my Q1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's put a circle around Q1. So Q1 is equal to 15. That's the median of our lower set of data. And now we're going to find Q3 by finding the median from our upper set of data. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means my 15th number, which is the number 18, is my Q3. And then our minimum number or our smallest number is 12. And then the maximum number, the biggest number, is 21. So that's it for the 5-number summary. We have the minimum, we have Q1, Q2, which is the median, we have Q3, and then we have the max. Okay, next problem. Okay, this problem is asking us to find Q3 given the following box and whisker plot. Well, if we look at this box and whisker plot, let's identify what we know. This is our minimum value. This is our Q1. This is our Q2, which is the median. This is my Q3, and this is my maximum value. So Q3 for my third quartile draw a little dotted line. Is going to be some number between 5 and 10, some number closer to 10. So the choices they gave us were 6, 8, and 17. Well, if you look at this, where we drew this line from the right side of our box, this number is closer to 10 than to 5. So Q3 is going to equal to 8. Q3 equals to 8. And for our last problem, they give us another table. It has the ages of children at a daycare center, and there are 30 kids. Okay, what is the 60th percentile of the data? All right, so let's write all this data out so that we can solve it a little bit better. Okay, so my first value, which is 1, that occurs 6 times. So let's write that out 6 times. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The value 2 occurs 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Value 3 occurs once, 3. The value 4 occurs 3 times. 1, 2, 3. The value 5 occurs twice. 1, 2. The value 6 occurs 3 times. 1, 2, 3. The value 7 occurs twice. 1, 2. Value 8 occurs 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The value 9 occurs twice. 1, 2. And then 10 occurs once. All right, let's label all of these numbers or elements of the data set. And it should be 30 because they tell us that there are 30 children. So first number, second number, third number, 4, 5th, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that is all the data that makes up the 30 children. All right, calculate this stuff and then we'll be done. So to find the 60th percentile, we do this 60 over 100 times the 30 children plus 1. This equals 60 over 100 times 31. You can use your calculator and that'll give you 18.6. Next, what we do is round 18.6 up to the next highest integer, up to the next highest integer. And that's going to be 19. And then we want to round 18.6 down to the next integer. So rounding 18.6 down equals 18. So now we want to identify, okay, 19 means the 19th element in the data set. So 19th or 19th number in the data. Well, the 19th number is the number 6 that we just circled. Okay, and this 18 really means the 18th number in the data set. And the 18th number is 6. And so now what we do is take the average of the 18th and 19th number. And this will give us the 60th percentile. So the 18th number was 6, and then the 19th number was 6. And then we divide that by 2. Well, this 12 divided by 2, which equals 6. And so this 6 represents the 60th percentile. All right, class, that's it. Those were the problems that I needed to work out from earlier, but hope this is helpful. And I'll see you all after Thanksgiving. Take care.